Ever wondered why your blood sugar levels are high despite a seemingly healthy morning routine? Surprisingly, some common habits may be the culprits. In this video, we'll uncover 7 morning habits that can unexpectedly spike your blood sugar and explore healthier alternatives. 7 morning habits that spike blood sugar. Number 1, skipping breakfast. First up, let's talk about skipping breakfast. It might seem like a harmless habit, especially when you're in a rush, but it can actually set the stage for higher blood sugar levels. A lot of people dash out the door without eating, not realizing the metabolic impact this can have. This is a big deal because it can trigger something called the dawn phenomenon. This is a natural process in your body that can make glucose management tricky, especially if you have diabetes. You see, during those early morning hours, usually between 3 a.m. and 8 a.m., your body naturally starts gearing up for the day. As part of this, your liver releases stored glucose to give you energy, even if you haven't had anything to eat. Now, for those with diabetes, where the insulin response might not be working perfectly, this extra glucose doesn't get cleared from the bloodstream effectively. The result? Higher morning blood sugar readings. So, what's the solution? Eating a balanced breakfast. This actually helps to reduce that excessive glucose release from your liver. It's like telling your body, hey, fuel is on the way, which can mean the liver doesn't feel the need to produce quite as much glucose. That's why a consistent morning meal is so vital for keeping blood sugar stable, avoiding those sharp spikes you can get on an empty stomach, and giving you steady energy for your morning. If you're trying to break the habit of skipping breakfast, it's okay to start small. If a big meal feels like too much, how about a light snack? A piece of fruit with some nuts, or a small yogurt could do the trick. You could even prepare things the night before, like boiling some eggs or getting your oats ready, to make your morning routine a bit smoother. Little by little, aim to make breakfast a non-negotiable part of your day for better glucose control. Number 2, consuming high-carb, sugary breakfasts. All right, moving on to our second point, consuming high-carb, sugary breakfasts. Now we've established that eating breakfast is important, but what you eat is just as crucial. If you're starting your day with common choices like sugary cereals, white toast with jam, pastries, or those sweetened yogurts, you might be sending your blood sugar on a real roller coaster. These kinds of foods are usually packed with refined carbohydrates and added sugars, which your body digests and absorbs very quickly. What happens then? Well, this rapid absorption causes a quick and often pretty dramatic spike in your blood glucose. Your body responds by releasing insulin to try and handle all that sugar. But if you have diabetes or insulin resistance, this whole process isn't as efficient. Your pancreas might have a tough time producing enough insulin, or your body's cells might not respond well to the insulin that is there, leading to high blood sugar for longer. The trouble with these high-carb, sugary options is that they often don't have the fiber, protein, and healthy fats that help with a more gradual release of glucose. So, what you often get is a quick burst of energy, followed by that dreaded crash. This can then make you crave even more sugary foods, and you end up in a cycle of poor blood sugar control and energy slumps all day. So, what's a better approach? Aim for breakfast choices that give you a good balance of nutrients. Think about whole grain toast with some avocado and an egg, or perhaps a bowl of oatmeal with berries and nuts. A smoothie made with unsweetened protein powder, spinach, and a little bit of fruit is another great option. These kinds of choices help to slow down how quickly glucose is absorbed, keep you feeling full, and provide steady energy to help keep your blood sugar levels more stable through the morning. Number 3, morning dehydration. Next on our list is morning dehydration. It's pretty common to wake up feeling thirsty, right? That's because your body naturally loses fluids while you sleep, through breathing and sweating. But if you let that morning dehydration stick around, it can have a surprising effect on your blood sugar levels, often leading to higher readings than you might expect. The link between how hydrated you are and your glucose concentration is actually quite direct. When you're dehydrated, the amount of water in your bloodstream goes down. This means there's a higher concentration of glucose in your blood, simply because the same amount of sugar is now dissolved in less fluid. Basically, your blood sugar becomes more concentrated, and that causes those higher readings. And there's more. Dehydration can also trigger the release of vasopressin. This is a hormone that tells your kidneys to save water. Some studies suggest that vasopressin might also encourage your liver to produce more glucose, which, you guessed it, contributes to even higher blood sugar. So, making sure you're well hydrated can really help lessen this effect. So, what can you do? Establishing a morning hydration routine is a simple but really effective step for better blood sugar management. Try starting your day with a large glass of water even before you reach for your coffee or tea. Keep a water bottle nearby and take sips throughout the morning. If plain water isn't your favorite, try adding a bit of lemon or cucumber to make it more appealing. This easy habit can support your kidney function, help with digestion, and most importantly, help you maintain healthier blood sugar levels. Number 4. Excessive caffeine consumption. Let's move on to number 4. Excessive caffeine consumption. For a lot of us, the morning just doesn't feel like it started without that first cup of coffee. And while a moderate amount of caffeine can be fine for some, having too much or having it at the wrong time can unfortunately mess with your blood sugar control. This is especially true if you're sensitive to caffeine or if you're managing diabetes. Here's why. Caffeine is a stimulant, and it can trigger the release of stress hormones like adrenaline. Adrenaline, in turn, can tell your liver to release stored glucose into your bloodstream. This can lead to a temporary bump in your blood sugar. For some people with diabetes, this effect can be even stronger, and they might see their blood sugar go up quite a bit after coffee or other caffeinated drinks. On top of that, for some individuals, regularly having a lot of caffeine might temporarily reduce insulin sensitivity. What that means is your body's cells don't respond as well to insulin, making it tougher for glucose to get from your bloodstream into your cells for energy. It's important to remember that this effect can be very different from one person to another. So, timing and how much you have really do matter. If you've noticed your blood sugar spiking after your morning coffee, you might want to think about a few changes. You could try cutting back on the amount of caffeine, maybe by switching to half calf or just having a smaller cup. Sometimes having your coffee with a balanced breakfast that includes protein and fiber instead of on an empty stomach can help lessen that glucose-raising effect. A good idea is to check your blood sugar before and after you have caffeine to understand how your body responds, so you can make choices that are right for you. Number 5, lack of morning physical activity. Our 5th point is about the lack of morning physical activity. If you wake up and pretty much stay inactive all morning, you're missing a really important chance to have a positive impact on your blood sugar levels. I know it can be tough to fit in exercise, especially when days get busy, but even a little bit of physical activity in the morning can make a huge difference in how your body handles glucose. When you get moving, your muscles use glucose for energy, and that directly helps to lower your blood sugar. Plus, regular exercise improves insulin sensitivity. This means your body's cells become more responsive to insulin, so glucose can be used more effectively. And the great thing is, this improved sensitivity can last for hours after you exercise, helping to keep your blood sugar nice and stable. Morning movement can also be a great way to counteract that dawn phenomenon we talked about earlier, that natural rise in blood sugar in the early hours. By using up some of the glucose your liver releases, physical activity can help soften that morning spike, leading to better blood sugar control overall. Even a short burst of exercise can get your metabolism going and set a positive mood for the rest of your day. And you don't need to hit the gym for an intense workout to get these benefits. There are plenty of practical, time-friendly options. How about a brisk 15 to 20-minute walk in your neighborhood, or a quick session on a stationary bike? Even some gentle stretching or yoga can help. Simple things like doing a few sets of bodyweight exercises, think squats, lunges, or push-ups, or even just actively doing some household chores, can help you get better morning blood sugar readings. Number 6, late night eating affecting morning levels. All right, let's talk about number 6, late night eating and how it affects your morning levels. It might surprise you, but what and when you eat the night before can have a direct impact on your fasting blood sugar readings the next morning. If you're having large meals, especially ones that are high in carbohydrates or unhealthy fats, too close to when you go to bed, you could wake up with elevated glucose levels. Here's what's happening. When you eat late at night, particularly if it's a heavy meal, your body is still busy digesting and processing that food while you're asleep. This can lead to a steady release of glucose into your bloodstream all through the night. And if your body's insulin response isn't working as well as it should, which is common with diabetes or prediabetes, this can result in higher fasting blood sugar levels when you wake up. So, when is the best time to eat dinner? Generally, it's a good idea to eat at least 2 to 3 hours before you head to bed. This gives your body plenty of time to digest most of your meal, and for your blood sugar levels to start stabilizing before you begin your overnight fast. For many people, eating dinner earlier in the evening can really help improve those morning readings. And of course, what you choose to eat in the evening is also really important. Try to go for a balanced dinner that includes lean protein, lots of non-starchy vegetables, and a moderate amount of healthy fats and complex carbohydrates. It's best to steer clear of sugary desserts, processed snacks, and big portions of refined carbs late at night. Making these kinds of choices can help prevent a long-lasting blood sugar spike overnight, which sets you up for better numbers in the morning. Number 7, improper medication or insulin timing. And finally, number 7 is about improper medication or insulin timing. Now, for those of you managing diabetes with medications or insulin, you know that the timing and dosage of these treatments are absolutely crucial for keeping your blood sugar levels stable, especially in the morning. If the timing is off or the dose isn't right, it can easily lead to morning hyperglycemia, which is just high blood sugar. Sticking to your medication schedule is so important. Skipping doses, taking your medication at different times each day, or not following the instructions you were given can really affect how well it works. For example, some oral diabetes medications are meant to be taken with meals to help manage those blood sugar spikes after you eat, while others have very specific timing rules related to food or when you sleep. And long-acting insulins usually need to be taken at the same time every day to give you consistent coverage. It's really essential to work closely with your healthcare provider to get your medication or insulin plan just right. They can help figure out the best type, dose, and timing based on your own blood sugar patterns, your lifestyle, and your overall health. And remember, it's important to review your treatment plan regularly because your needs can change over time. There are some good strategies you can use to help you track and manage your medication routine. Things like using pill organizers, setting daily alarms on your phone, or keeping a medication log can all help make sure you're taking your medications exactly as prescribed. Using your medication consistently and correctly is a key part of managing diabetes effectively, and it can make a big difference in reducing those troublesome morning blood sugar spikes. Other factors affecting morning blood sugar. Now, beyond these 7 main habits we've discussed, there are a few other things that can also influence your morning blood glucose levels. Knowing about these can give you a fuller picture of how to manage your blood sugar. First, let's consider stress. Whether it's emotional or physical stress, it can cause your body to release hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones can then signal your liver to produce more glucose, which leads to higher blood sugar. So, finding healthy ways to manage stress, especially in the mornings, perhaps through mindfulness or some light exercise, can be really helpful. Next up is sleep. The quality and how much you get plays a big role. If you're not sleeping well or not getting enough sleep, it can throw off your hormone balance, including the hormones that regulate your appetite and blood sugar. Aiming for a good 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night can really support better blood sugar control. And finally, it's worth knowing that certain medications, even those not specifically for diabetes, can affect your blood sugar. These might include things like corticosteroids, some diuretics, beta blockers, and others. So if you start taking a new medication and you notice changes in your blood sugar, it's really important to talk about it with your healthcare provider. So, to wrap things up, by recognizing and working on these 7 morning habits that can cause your blood sugar to spike, you really can take better control of your glucose levels right from the start of your day. Making small, consistent changes to your morning routine can lead to some pretty significant improvements in how you manage your blood sugar overall. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these morning habits do you find you struggle with the most? Feel free to share your experiences in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more practical tips and strategies for managing diabetes. Just remember, those small daily changes can truly lead to remarkable improvements in your health in the long run.